Hey, this is my second day doing a live stream. I'm learning. Sun's coming into my face right now. I want to talk about a couple books that's helped me out and give me a lot of um pleasure. This one here I bought it off of Amazon at a pretty good price. And this is what got me launched into YouTube. I registered some years ago, but I couldn't figure out how to do it, and I didn't have a camera. But I bought that book and got me going. It's 200 and let's see, 239 pages here, and I liked it. It helped me, and I think it'll help you. Now, the other book I really like reading. I'm an Easterner, and I wanted to know about the West. This is one of the first books I read on the West. I read an earlier edition of it, and it goes into Geronimo, a great American, a man's man. It goes a man's man, and it goes into the history of the Southwest Native Americans. Explain how the Indians helped the Americans when we were fighting in the Mexican War, and they really had no concept of how we could sign a treaty saying they could not raid into Mexico. Mexico was one of their bitter enemies. It goes into customs, and we've all saw the movie A Broken Arrow. I've seen it many times, one of my favorites. And when Cochise made his treaty with General Howard, the people, the Indians, they accepted that. But a couple years later, Geronimo, in fear of losing his life, he jumped the reservation with a bunch of followers, and the war went on for quite a few years. General Blackjack Pershing tried to catch him, didn't have any luck. In fact, they were using 1/6 of the American soldiers to try to chase down just a few men. But eventually he did surrender. Last time he surrendered, was at Fort Bowie. That's down along I-10. Nice little fort. I've been down there, and it's a lot of history. They show you the original wiki up where Cochise was taken captured, and not the original, but reproduction. And they got markers showing where the Butterfield stage came through there. They went like 2,100 miles in 29 days, and it explains where they had to have a smaller stage to navigate the roving hills out here. Really, going back to Geronimo, he was interned in Florida, but about 2/3 of or 1/3 of the Apaches died down because they weren't used to the humidity and swamps, things like that. Eventually, he was sent to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, where he did ranching, and he became a celebrity. He rode along with Quanah Parker in Teddy Roosevelt's inauguration. And he was quite an entrepreneur. He would make a bow and sell it to you for $5. Excuse me, I like my coffee in the mornings. The other thing is, if he carved his initials in, it was $5.50. Now, one thing that happened as he got older, he loved to play poker. He joined a church, and they eventually kicked him out because of him playing cards. But the young bucks would come out and play cards with him. One day, an eagle feather fell out of the sky, and one of the younger Indians grabbed it. And when they were playing cards with Geronimo, they snuck up behind him and stuck the feather in his hat. And they were kind of laughing among themselves. Well, pretty soon, a lady drove up on a buckboard, and she wanted to know if this was Geronimo, the famous Indian chief, and he said he was. And she wanted to buy a souvenir. He didn't have anything. He took his hat off, and there was that feather. He let her have it for $5. And so when he died, he was worth $10,500. Unfortunately, he drank a little bit too much one day and fell off on his horse and caught pneumonia. But a great American, he was fearless and loved his family very much. He had 8 wives in a lifetime. Some died, some were taken prisoners, and the last wife, when he was 8 years old, only stayed with him for about 3 months. And then she went back home. That's an Apache divorce. Okay, well, we'll see how this looks, and thank you for being with me, and I'll see you next time.